there are some sad new updates about the funeral for the dad of Roman Reigns, as there are newly released pictures and videos as for the first time in over 5 years, Roman Reigns was spotted with his wife and kids as they watched the casket for Roman's dad being lowered into its final resting place. Plus, there are new updates concerning Paul Heyman, with Roman Reigns missing Money in the Bank due to his father's funeral. There is another Bloodline member who also missed Money in the Bank, Jimmy Uso. There are rumors that Jimmy Uso originally was scheduled to make his return at the pay-per-view, but it was canceled because he needed to be there to support Roman in his darkest hour, and Jimmy himself wanted to pay his last respects to Sika. With Jimmy in attendance at the funeral, fans got a glimpse for the first time in many months of Jimmy Uso. He looks basically the same. His beard is a little bit longer, looks to be the same hairstyle, and he looks to be in the same great shape as he is preparing for his return that will be any day now. And it's rumored he will be on Roman's side, as he was taken out by Solo's Bloodline and basically kicked out. But it's rumored that Jimmy will be a part of Roman's Bloodline once they both make their full returns to WWE. But strangely, Jimmy Uso did not take any pictures with Roman Reigns at the funeral, even though they both were in attendance. Roman and his wife and kids were together at the funeral, and we'll get to that in a moment. But another Bloodline member who also has a big family is the newest member of the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is 32 years old, and he has 7 children. So even though Jacob Fatu is nicknamed the Werewolf, he is a loving father, just like Roman Reigns. And for the first time in over 5 years, Roman was seen with his wife and kids at his dad's funeral. Let's get to that right now. There is a new update about Paul Heyman. Now, we know that Paul Heyman ended up in the hospital after being attacked by the Bloodline. But some very strange things happened after Paul Heyman was hospitalized. WWE ran ads for Fanatics Fest taking place in mid-August in New York City. Many WWE stars would be in attendance, including Paul Heyman. But when Corey Graves read the commercial for this and mentioned Paul Heyman being there, he added Heyman would only be there if he recovers from the attack. But then we saw pictures of Paul Heyman at the funeral for Roman's dad, showing that he was not in the hospital. He could walk on his own, he looked healthy, and it looked like there was no issues. Now, he may have forced himself out of the hospital because he couldn't miss Sika's funeral, who Heyman was close to even before he met Roman. On WWE Raw, Michael Cole once again read that commercial for Fanatics Fest, mentioned Paul Heyman, but this time there was no mention of maybe Heyman will be there if he recovers, if he's feeling better. Instead, he just read Paul Heyman will be there. So we don't know if this is because Heyman, in WWE's eyes, has made a full recovery, he's cleared, he can be there, he doesn't have to endanger his health by being at Fanatics Fest for hours and hours, signing autographs, taking pictures. So it looks like, with WWE not mentioning Heyman can't be at this event possibly, that Heyman has now made a full recovery And that could mean that any day now, Paul Heyman will be returning to WWE, and it would be a bit strange if Paul Heyman made his return at Fanatics Fest instead of WWE. Also at the funeral, the brother of Sika and Roman's uncle, Afa, and he was spotted with Roman Reigns as well, as Afa said one final goodbye to his brother, Sika. But now let's get to the brand new pictures and videos of Roman at his father's funeral and burial. Roman Reigns is a very, very private person. He rarely posts on social media, and when he does, he doesn't like to show his family, his wife, or his kids. The last time Roman was spotted with his wife, it was all the way back in 2019 at the Hobbs and Shaw red carpet premiere, which starred The Rock. And here we see the two sets of twin boys along with Roman and his wife, Galina. Obviously, they were there for very sad reasons, but supporting Roman was his entire family, all his relatives, uncles, cousins, everyone was there. The family of Sika did their best to make the funeral for Sika a celebration of life. Let's do our best to remember how great Sika was and how his spirit will live on forever. But things took a very somber tone when Roman Reigns and many of his family members carried the casket to its final resting place, Sika's grave. A minister spoke just before the burial as family members had to hold back tears, and probably Roman himself had to do the same. And then the moment that no one wanted to see, as Sika's casket began to lower into its final resting place, as Roman looked down at his father's casket and said goodbye one last time. And now Roman's dad has been buried, and Roman must do his best to support his wife and children through this tragic loss. When Roman returns to WWE, do you think he should feud with Solo or Cody Rhodes? Leave a comment and give me your opinion.